Hey, good evening, everyone. It's Tuesday evening. It's weather for Weather Geeks time here a week before Christmas on the 18th day of December 2018. Cloudy start to the day today, but it turned out to be a pretty nice afternoon. This time lapse over Youngstown starts at around 7 a.m. It's still dark out, of course, at that time of the day, at this time of the year. But as we transition into daylight here, you'll see, that deck of stratocumulus clouds stuck around for a good chunk of the morning. But then you'll start to see some intervals of sun working in. And then for the last few hours of daylight, it pretty much just turned mostly, if not completely, sunny across the valley, and temperatures responded nicely as a result. We got up to 38 this afternoon, a couple of degrees warmer than average. Some of you may remember the really cold December of 1989. This was one of those days where we had a record low at 8 below. Several record lows set back in December of 1989. And in recent years, some of the benchmark cold Decembers include 1989 and 2000. 2000 was also a very cold December, but 89 was pretty cold as well. Interestingly, the rest of those winters were not that bad. The winter of 89-90 was nothing to write home about temperature-wise. The winter of 2000 into 2001 also pretty benign, pretty standard temperature-wise, but the Decembers were quite cold compared to average. All right, across the country this evening, it is pretty quiet with the exception of some parts of the west. In fact, saw a few pictures of some possible tornado damage in parts of Washington State earlier on today. That's unusual for Washington State at any time of the year, let alone in December. So that's where the nation's most active weather is this evening. Our weather stays quiet tonight, clear sky, good radiational cooling conditions tonight. Will allow temperatures to drop down well into the 20s, lower 20s in some of the cooler nooks and crannies. I think we'll see a good deal of sunshine tomorrow. Now, the wind comes around to the south tomorrow, and with a warm front passing off to our north, it'll be a noticeable change from when you walk out the door first thing in the morning to when you head home in the afternoon. It'll be quite a bit warmer. We got mid-40s in the forecast for tomorrow. Also, middle and upper 40s in the forecast for Thursday, and that's despite more cloudiness on Thursday. This moisture off to our south is going to work in. Now, the latest run of our in-house model here is pretty aggressive, bringing this in by the end of the afternoon. I think that's a little too fast. I think the rain's more likely well after sunset, towards late evening on Thursday into Thursday night. And we'll be dealing with showers off and on through Friday. I don't think it rains all day Friday, but we're going to see showers coming and going. And towards the end of the day Friday, and especially into Friday night, I'm expecting a changeover from rain showers to snow showers. The rain side of things, here's a look at our modeling as far as the rainfall totals over the next week. And of course, most of this is what's coming Thursday night into Friday. Pretty good agreement here amongst the European model, the GFS Ensemble, right around an inch worth of rain. Well, what about snow between now and Christmas? I think we're going to see snow showers flying through the air Friday night, first thing Saturday morning. I doubt it adds up to much. Most of our modeling here is showing for Trumbull and Mercer counties, an inch at most 2. I think a coating to an inch will be pretty common Friday night into Saturday morning. The definition of a white Christmas, remember, I've been saying this all week, and I know some people have a different definition in their head of what a white Christmas means. It could be flurrying, and that's a white Christmas to them, and that's fine. But, when we're talking about record keeping and official numbers and things like that, an inch of snow on the ground is what we count as a white Christmas. All right, so our Christmas forecast coming up in a week. Not exactly a cold one, 41 degrees, mostly cloudy sky. There's some model disagreement early next week, both on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. No major storms, but some of the modeling has little low impact, little systems moving through. If that's the right idea on Christmas, we might have to introduce a chance for a little precipitation on Christmas Day, but again, I don't think it's anything all that impactful. Higher confidence in the temperature ideas that it will not be all that cold. In fact, it should be warmer than average. Quick look back at recent Christmases. Last year, 31. It was a cold one last year. We started at 13 and had almost an inch worth of snow on Christmas Day at the Youngstown Warren Airport last year. Also colder than average in 2016 by a little bit. We had a warm one in 2015. 2014 maybe kind of similar to this year with that high of 41 and dry conditions. 2013 was a cold one. 3 of our last 5 have been colder than average. 2015 really stands out as a pretty warm one, the warmest on record. You may remember the back-to-back remarkable Christmases we had in the early 80s. 66 was the high on Christmas of 1982. 1 year later, Christmas of 83, the high was 1. This 1 is the high. The low is well below 0. So pretty remarkable back-to-back Christmases there in the early 80s. Wettest 1979 and the snowiest 2002, we picked up 5.4 inches of snow on Christmas Day back in 2002. All right, I've been mentioning this, that the week between Christmas and New Year's will be nothing like last year when we had highs in the teens every day. I'm expecting a warm stretch of weather to continue through the new year. I still like our January forecast. I'll update this, of course, as we head into the new year, but I'm expecting January to be significantly colder than December. Now, it's not going to be right off the bat colder. I expect mild air to probably stick around up until New Year's, maybe even a few days after that. But the month as a whole should be quite a bit colder than December has turned out to be. And I again, think that February will be even colder. If you remember our winter forecast, it's kind of a backloaded winter. Big change from the last couple of years when winter started pretty fast, but ended with remarkably warm weather in February. This year should be the opposite. A pretty benign December, followed by step down to much colder January, and especially into February. All right, that's it for me tonight. That's it for Weather Geeks until after Christmas. I'm off from tomorrow through next Wednesday. Thank you, as always, for watching these videos. I am tickled that a lot of people check these out. I know they run a little bit long, but there's a lot of people who like this kind of information out there. I really appreciate you checking in on these videos, if not every day, then every now and then. Hope you and yours have a Merry Christmas, and I'll see you back here next week.